So our Chrysler Town and Country has two problems, both which with this door right here. If we try to open the door, it only goes that far before it stops. So first thing I'm going to do is use my screwdriver. Take off this bracket, not too difficult. Probably smart to take out and screw the whole way, because then this thing goes over a little bit and then pops right out. And then we have that. I don't think that's the problem. The problem is supposed to be down here with this guy right here and this chain, which I always thought had something to do with the motion of the door, but it's not. It's just a thing to protect all the cables that are in here, and that's what we're going to mess with first. So the next thing you do is you pop this little thing like this, and then pop your little bracket down like this, and then it's off, just like that. And now this is loose. So basically, you can get this loose with your fingers. You just unsnap this here and this here. If your fingers won't do it, then you can just use a little screwdriver to get in there and pop it out. So that, probably should have used a screwdriver, but there we go, I got it loose. And then there's tabs on the other side of this. These little tabs right here, if you pop them up, and you can do it with your fingers as well, but so I've actually switched to a jackknife, because then I can just stick it underneath here and pop the tabs up like that, and they come right up. It's a whole lot easier than trying to do it with the flathead screwdriver. And then when I do this, get all that open and pull this out, you can see, look at that, that's my problem right there. Now I need to weld that back together, or fix it in my fancy way. So basically I'm going to use something like this and soldering and some black tape. I'm not going to videotape this whole process because it could take me an hour the way I move, but hopefully I'll show you some steps as I go. I'm going to use those to fix that little break right there. Now I've pulled back a little bit of each wire. It was the 16 gauge on my little wire cutting tool was what the right size was to cut that nicely. Now I'm going to solder those two together. So what I ended up having to do is I had two breaks. One was up here further, so I got a piece of wire and an old piece of wire and just connected it, one to this end and one to this end, to make up for the gap in between. And now I'm going to solder those two together, and hopefully our door will work. I have it duct taped, soldered and duct taped together with some about the same length. I'm going to press my door button and hopefully it starts, and I'm going to stop it so I don't break anything. There it goes. Alright, so now I'm going to wire it all back up again and hope it stays fixed. Now I'm just going to snap all these little, they go in much easier than that. Just snap them all back in. I didn't need to snap that many. I thought my brake was somewhere else, but found out it was way up here by the top. And slide this one back onto the piece right there, so everything's there. And then this is going to go back on here. Pop it back up on there. Snaps on. Push this back in. Cross my fingers, press my door, try it again, and I think we fixed the problem. I love it when it actually works. So if this had come out while you were setting everything up, make sure you push that back in there nice and snug before you put your cover back on, and then you screw that back on. And then the cover's on. And then you press the button one more time to make sure it's working. And then you go in and tell your wife what an amazing job you did, and she's happy. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.